Good.
Just use the joystick to turn.
So I normally don't do anything, so it just freaks out anyway. All right, we're about halfway through, just over halfway through, here in Salt Lake City, following Trent. I know. Okay, we're gonna bug Trent for a minute and get the good shots. Trent's second choice after Masonry was to be a hand model, so we're just gonna follow him around.
You have to clutch in.
So you can watch, those of you out there that are beginners, you can watch the movement of the trowel. Can't give away all the Trent's secrets, so we're gonna keep moving. Double back over here to the Tuttles. Install number 3. These boys are no strangers to our Bricklayer 500 regionals. We like to get the smack talking going between the Pierces and the Tuttles. All in good faith, both extremely qualified Masons. Both have seen our Vegas show. We're both here trying to prove which one's faster. It's always interesting to watch. 15 minutes left. Okay. I'd like to thank Marshalltown. You can see it's the type of trowel that they're using. These guys are really particular with their equipment on the job site. They don't want to look at it. They want to know. It's like that no look pass in basketball. They want to know their guy's there, setting up the brick behind them. They don't want to, you can't think about it. It needs to be a second nature movement. So the ones who have been here and done that and done this for a long time, definitely you can feel it. They make it look easy, just like watching football when we all think we can make that catch, you know? These guys slam these things in the wall, and when they're done after deductions, they're sitting in the high 700s in a 60-minute competition. These guys have mastered their trade. And you can see 2 more courses in his lead. That's what he's anticipating. He'll get to that, if not more. But there's some thought that goes into that. He's checking everything and straightening as he goes. Because these types of little problems, if they're out just a bit, plumb or height, they will just compound as they climb up the wall. So these little checks that they do allow them to go as fast as possible. They have to stop and double check their math as they go, just in case. Yeah, we got Trent over here with Pierce Masonry, our second Trent. Here's Davey's doing awesome. It's his first time out. He's flying across this wall. In his Marshalltown trowel. We got stability levels sitting here waiting for these guys, and this whole event wouldn't be possible without our major sponsors, Ford mainly. These guys, the winner down in Vegas in the World Championship, will walk away with the F-250 Ford, as well as prizes and money. One of our teams has already won that competition, and that Ford's out in the parking lot, I believe. So we'll see if they get a chance to do that again. See the different techniques in this. Spread the mud or frog it. It's kind of what they call it. Just getting everything set up so that he can just go. See if he gets the mud all the way across, or if he stops part way. Double back and get him in there before the mud starts setting up. It's not too hot today. It's not windy. Most likely we'll see him come all the way across. So let's take a look. We will see. Gavin. That's right.
Go, Johnny, go. Go,
Ándale, ándale. Okay, Jose is making it over halfway across his third course. Looking great. Jose's first time in the competition, but we'll see him back next year, huh? That's right. So it depends on if we move it back in the summertime again, huh? You see the communication between the tender and the mason is crucial. They joke as they can as they go, but it's crucial the communication between these two is flawless, so you'll see some banter, but they are definitely serious and know exactly what the other one's thinking. When we say team, it's just as you picture it in sports or anything else. You've got to have a guy you can count on. You anticipate his movements, he anticipates yours, and that's what separates these different teams as we get farther and farther into the competition. So we got 10, 15 minutes left. A lot of these guys are doing awesome. Some are starting to pull ahead. All in all, we got some great walls being built today. We've got a lot of guys out here trying to put on a show for us. Let's see who's going to end up with that ticket to Vegas. A chance at that truck.
Minutes left.
Okay, we got 10 minutes left. So I don't know that we've gone over, but the judging on this is all based on count, and from the count, the deductions are made based on height, overall height, with a small variance of about 1/4 inch. Plumb, which is the same. So you guys have to not only build a sellable wall, but they need, and get the highest count in there. They also need to make sure that they don't start leaning as they climb that wall, or I guess you see smiles in it, things like that. So those are all deductions that they'll get from height or tipped brick, lip, those kinds of things. That's why these guys, the mason contractors, rely so much on their tenders to make sure that everything's oriented correctly. The mud boards stay full and tempered. That way they can focus on moving fast and clean it up as they go. You can see Trent's backhand movements cutting the mud. That's not backhand, but he uses it to butter the next brick. And he's throwing it in as that mud is buttered onto that next brick. So Trent's definitely got a fluid movement going. Let's get a little closer on what he's doing. Out of Brian's way. So something you might know as viewers out there is that the Tuttles and the Pierces are friends, and before the competition they were telling me that they really don't care who wins as long as the other one does well. Right, Scott?
That's right.
Has nothing to do with the competition. It's looking good, man. He's right on your heels. Scott, Trent told me you didn't think you had it this year, dude. On low. Yeah. Scott said he didn't think you had it this year, dude. We can't mess with Trent. He's concentrating. Hey, tell those guys if you don't like the mud, okay? You say something. Make sure you voice it. It's looking good, man. You guys are killing it. Okay. Over here we got Sam Barlow. Man, he's got a lot of brick in those walls. Sam's a foreman for IMS Masonry. He was on a project out of state. He came in last night, stayed in a hotel, and is here to show us what IMS can bring to the table. He's doing amazing. So we appreciate them. You see the communication as they're adjusting the line, getting things ready for their next row where they're going to be. So at this point in the race, Sam's going to be paying attention to making sure he doesn't get too far above his last completed course. You get one unfinished course above your completed course. So that, make sure he doesn't get too high, because his leads or any other brick that's uncompleted 2 rows up is going to not count. So it's a waste of time, his time, and he knows it. So he's going to plan accordingly.
Out of my feet for you.
Okay. You can see Trent and his tender talking, communicating. It's a lot of stake for some of these guys. Bragging rights, not to mention prizes, stability levels. They got Marshalltown bags, stability levels, Marshalltown trowels. We've got Ford paraphernalia. We got lots of stuff for these guys, as well as a cash from SPEC Mix and some BRICKLAYER gift cards and same from Ford. So this guy's got a lot of things that they're competing for today, as well as, most importantly, the bragging rights of who's going to Vegas from the Salt Lake market. You're going to see the Tuttles down there again, and we're going to have Trent keeping them on their heels. We got a lot of guys out there looking good, man. Alex, did we wear you out yet or what, man?
5 minutes.
Alex says he wants to go again. Let's take a look down this wall. This is Trent Pierce's wall, or sorry, Trent Davies.
You can knock it around with your belt, right? Yeah. He's got some extra stuff over there for you, Dave.
Okay, we're back with Dave with JH Masonry. He's looking good. Nice clean wall. He's coming across, closing in these open rows, and make sure all these count. Don't want to do the work if we're not going to get the points for it. So again, these guys are keeping in mind this is not all about the most brick that goes in the wall, although that is how we start off, but there's deductions based on quality, based on height from one side to the other, consistency, based on plumb consistency, based on shiner bricks that going in backwards, chipped bricks with a QC issue need to be left out. So that's all these things these guys are considering as they're putting them in the wall, not just how fast they can move.
3 minutes left.
We've got 3 minutes left. Dave's gonna start cranking them. We got Jose's gonna start throwing them in. Let's get back down here with Trent and Scott Tuttle and see how close these guys are. Man, these guys are just about neck and neck. Gosh, we got right there.
I don't know. 2 minutes. 2 minutes.
Okay, we got 2 minutes. And this is close. We got Trent right at the heels of the Tuttles. Looks like he's about 10, 15 brick different. Let's get over here so we stay out of their way and watch how fast Trent throws these in the wall. Make us all feel lazy.
Front's easier. Front's easier, yeah.
A minute ago. And
Oh, yeah.
he's fast, man.
Yeah.
I like it. Keep you on your toes.
1 minute. 1 minute left.
Hey, Scott, let me get on there. Let's see how Scott's finished now. He's got 1 minute. He's got 60 seconds.
Sometimes it's better to hit the individual brick.
Let's back up and take a look at these walls. These guys are neck and neck, man. This one's too close to call. Not just because I like them both, but because it's too close to call right now. Jeez Louise. Our judges got some work cut out for them.
$15 seconds. 10,
Here we go.
5,
Just about trowels
4,
up.
3, 2, 1. Trowels up.
Yeah.
Great job, fellas.
Good job.
Nice work.
Okay.
So now we got a 5-minute rest period leading into a 20-minute cooling area or period.
Just about called it, man.
Yeah, I counted that first one.
Nice job, fellas.
I timed myself on the first one, and I just knew I'd only get about 6. Hey, look, I got 6.5.
It looks good, man.